This is a High Ticket Media Mastery Show. I'm your host, Matthew J. Peters. Welcome to the show. If you're new, this is a show where we can talk about the high ticket, high service, high expectation game and the media we create, the communication and the conversations that need to take place in order to thrive and perform at our best so we can make a profound impact in the marketplace and into the greater world. This is episode 4. Today I want to talk to you about how to get nearly 100% enrollment rate. Now, if you've been in sales for a decade or if you are new to sales, you can use this strategy. A lot of people who are selling high ticket don't use this strategy and it's costing them a lot of money. I learned this actually from one of my friends, TJ. I don't know if TJ is still using this strategy, but I thought it was phenomenal when I heard it. And there was a month he was doing $800,000 in his business. I was just blown away. This guy is such a go-getter. This guy is just like taking on his business head on. Anything that came in his path, any challenges, he was just pushing right through. One of the things I learned from him was if he's going to get on a call with somebody, if he's going to take the time with somebody, they're going to buy something. They're going to invest in themselves through him somehow. And that doesn't mean him pressuring somebody into his $10,000 thing or his $50,000 thing. It was, how can I serve this individual that's in front of me right now? And I know there's in the high ticket community, there is a sense that we need to maintain that high ticket price range at all costs, meaning no one is going to get anything less than $5,000. Matter of fact, I'm not going to get out of bed for anything less than $5,000. What's happening here is you've attracted people into your business, right? You put out your media, you've done the posts, you got the reputation out there. People are, with a little bit of apprehension, they're reaching out to you knowing, hey, this is going to cost me some money. This is going to be an investment working with this person. But I get a strategy call or I got a discovery session with you and I'm going to see what's really involved here. And in your conversation, you get to the point where there's that decision and you offer the price. It's $8,000, it's $5,000, it's $25,000. And man, they really want it, but they can't afford it. Most people would say, well, man, just reach out to me again. I wish I could help you, but I can't. Just keep plugging away and reach back out to me. You know where to find me. You just lost that person. Why? Because they were hot. They realized that they needed to do something about it. They actually stepped forward and they stepped into the ring with you and they are leaving, quote unquote, defeated without your help. And so what happened is instead of coaching them, you beat them up. They still have that need, right? The need didn't go away. They're not going to magically have this transformation without you. So you just left them walking away empty-handed. We're not going to do that anymore. So instead of enrolling that person at the $25,000 level or the $5,000 level, we're going to serve as many people as humanly possible. Now, the one caveat is they need to have to want to have that result. So if you're in a conversation with them and it's like, are you sure you really want this? This is going to take some work. Yeah, I really want it. Great. So how much is it? Well, the investment is $25,000. Ooh, okay. They love to work with you. They really like your personality. They want to get those results, but they just don't have the money. They don't have the credit cards. They don't have the savings. They don't have access to it. Okay. It's not that they don't want to charge something on a credit card. You got to make sure that's a key thing you need to find out. And one of the ways I found out how to do that was by Marshall Silver actually has this thing, is you parrot back to people what their objection is. So if someone says, oh, I'd love to, but I can't afford it. Now, what happens in our mind is we're starting to think, okay, first of all, they didn't value what I said. They don't understand their real situation. They're returning back to fine. They're thinking that they don't actually need this. I talk too much on the call. Now they know everything, the strategy to implement in their lives. We have this conversation or we think, oh, they can't afford it. When someone says they can't afford it, you just say, you can't afford it? Yeah, I'd have to put it on a credit card. And, man, I don't like putting anything on a credit card. Or, yeah, I don't have anything in my budget for this right now, but next month I could. Just let them tell you what that actually means instead of assuming, making an ass out of you and me, right? Assume, ASSUME. That's what we're doing. We're just totally making an ass of ourselves by assuming that we know what position they're in. So if they truly want that result, you can ask them, so I understand, John, you can't afford the $25,000. Do you really want this result? I mean, do you really want it? Are you willing to do the work? John says, yeah, there's no way I can get those funds. I have an idea. I have another program I'm going to enroll you in. It's 10% of that. Okay? So I'm going to help you get X, Y, and Z, just what we talked about. You basically parrot back to them exactly what they said that their needs were and their challenges were. And they are going to get that package at 10% of what you offer them. Now, you're not giving any discount whatsoever. I don't believe in giving people discounts on our stuff. Why? Because now we just are known as the discount people. And what happens when we're the discount people? It's just like going to the mall. I'm just going to wait for the discount. I'm just going to wait for the sale to go on because they always seem to be having some kind of sale. So I'm just going to wait. You don't want people waiting for your sale, right? So what do? You offer them something that is less delivery, less intimacy in working with you. So instead of you spending a day with them for $2,000 or being in a mastermind with you for $25,000 for a year, maybe for $2,500, you've got a program that covers those same things, but they're in a group. Or there is no group. This is your training you have for an organization, right? I want you to think in ways, how can I deliver this different ways? I'm going to share with you a tool that I have in my book, More Clients Today, 47 free and cheap premium client sources. It's client sources. It's not prospect sources. And the simple strategies to get even more clients starting today. And just listen to this book. That's the audio version of the book. It's bad humor, I know. But that in the book, it has 47 ways of doing it. And I just stuck this in here. It's called the 10X product ladder. 10X, I want you to think of having a ladder. You're starting in the middle with your premium product, right? Let's say your premium product is $2,500 or $2,000. That's something that everybody who's ready to invest in themselves and having someone coach them or really getting that, like I said before, intimacy in being at a small group or being on a weekend or being at an event with the master of something. $2,000, $2,500, that makes sense. So what I say is something like this, and I'll go into the product ladder a little bit here, but I want you to think, how can I change my delivery to fit the person in front of me? So I have the right product at the right price and the right time. Right? And it has to be delivered in a way that's going to make the most sense to them. If you want to just deliver something completely automated and this person, they get stuck on module 1, that's not going to do them any good. A lot of times we try to over-automate at the beginning, and automation should be the last step we do. We've worked one-on-one with people. We bring people into a small group. We get so much feedback that now we know, boy, these 8 lessons, I'm really saying the same thing to these people every time. I'm going to record them and just have them listen or watch those lessons for the 8 weeks. And then we'll come in and we'll have a discussion, or we'll have a conversation one time a week, and I'll answer their questions for them. It's a very popular model. We all are familiar with that. But what I want you to really focus on is, if you have a core offer like that, it doesn't matter if it's 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever it is, or if it's a 2-day event, something along those lines. What else? How else can I deliver this? And how can I make it in such a way that they're going to get a version of that result or a piece of that result, or they're going to get the same result with just more work, right? They're going to have to put more into it. They're going to have to go through all that information instead of me being that coach there and pulling out the 1%, not 10%, the 1%. I diagnose them by finding out what is going on in their organization, what is going on in their head, what is going on in their relationship, whatever I'm helping them with. I go down and I do surgery, and I'm finding out, I'm doing a biopsy, finding out what's going on, what's the problem, right? If you're a chiropractor, where's the subluxation? Where's the breakdown in the communication up and down your spine? Once you find that is your expertise. What you then, with your diagnosis, what you give them as a prescription is the minimum effective dose. You don't need to give them anything more. You're not giving them maximum strength. You're not giving them a daily vitamin. Say this should make you better over the next couple years. They're hiring you as the expert to say, here's the one thing you need to do next. And once you're done with that, you come back to me, right? So there's that level of, you're coming to me as a specialist. I'm going to give you just what you need. When I'm going to give them something that's $2,500 or $250, something along those lines, they're having to do all that sifting. I've done the main filtering of the information that I'm putting out there, but they're not getting me going into their organization or into their life saying, for what you're telling me, just do this right now. Once you do that, that's going to take you leaps and bounds, and now we're going to go from there. Okay? So the 10X product ladder, I'm hinting around it here right now. If you want to get this for yourself, you want to go to ascendmedia.com. That's ASYND media.com/10X. That's 10X. Now, Ascend is spelled ASYND because it's authority syndication. Or we take people's authority, put it in media, package their communication in such a way that attracts the top 10% of their market, their ideal clients, and syndicate it out. SYND, syndicate, authority syndication media. ascendmedia.com/10X. All right, this is your 10X product ladder. I'm just going to go through a little bit of this. Go there, enter your email, and you know the drill. You're going to get that into your inbox, and you're going to be able to go through this and implement it. I really want to give you implementable advice. All right, this is drive-by coaching because I really don't know your situation other than you may have some high-ticket offers that you want to offer. This podcast episode itself should really help you out with this. Just listen to the first part at least for a few times so you're going to hear when you come into some situations where people can't afford you. They actually can afford you. They can afford a version of you. Matter of fact, this is a version of me right now. You're listening to a podcast. That's a free download with or without an opt-in. All right, so you're going to get a free download from me by getting the 10X product ladder. Enter your email address. And it's an exchange of information. So free, there's absolutely very little buy-in, right? I found it up to about $1,500 for most people, they're not going to have full buy-in. $1,500 is still couch money for some people, believe it or not. But we're going to go to free, and then you have something called a tripwire, which is anywhere from just $1, $7, $17. It's something where someone took out their credit card and swiped it one time. That distinguishes them as a buyer instead of someone just looking for free stuff. And you'd be surprised if you make something $1, how many people it turns off. They weren't serious about it. They don't want to pull out their credit card. Then you have your introductory offer, and I stayed in the introductory offer space for so long. That stuff for $47, $97, up to $297. You get an online program, and it's delivered completely automated. Maybe it's delivered through email, or they log into a membership site. We're all familiar with that. I mean, if you're in the Udemy crowd, that's basically Udemy. I beg you, please never go there. Please never put your products there. You have things that are like $97 or $150 on sale, 90% off, $11 only today. It's like the Kmart of online programs. So definitely, I would not recommend going there. So you have your introductory offer. Definitely, I wouldn't put people through upsell hell, meaning it's like they get the free thing. It's like, hey, get the thing for $7. Oh, now I'll get the thing for $97. That works for some people. If you choose to do that, that's your prerogative, but that's not what I do. Low ticket continuity, that's that same, whatever you charge, $97. What do you know about them? You know that they took out their credit card for $97 or $197. What could you give them for that much monthly? All right, there's a lot more detail in the guide, so I'm just whetting your appetite here. Event or online training version of the event. So if you have an event for $2,000 or $5,000 or $7,000, something like that, say it's a 3 or 4 day event, people can't make it. Well, guess what? You can make an online version of that, and instead of doing it over 3 days, you do it over 8 weeks. And I have a strategy for that. I'll show you how to break that all out. Short-term mentoring. This is, I've really not gone past 6 months now. I used to do a year, and